the language that Trump is currently using towards Putin and towards Russia, can this particular situation be fully explained by his now world-famous and well-documented inconsistency, or is it, in this specific instance, a strategic policy?
Well, of course, President Trump is the president of the largest country in the world, the largest economy in the world, and besides, everyone has already gotten used to his rather tough and straightforward rhetoric. At the same time, he reaffirms his intentions to continue doing everything possible to promote a peaceful resolution. In fact, President Putin has repeatedly expressed his desire to move the Ukrainian settlement toward the peaceful course as quickly as possible. This is a lengthy process, it requires effort, and it is not easy. And most likely this being understood more and more in Washington.
I recall when the first and only meeting between Putin and Biden took place, yet that meeting, there really weren't any documents prepared for signing. In fact, there were none at all. In other words, that meeting was specifically so that Russia and the US, as two leading powers, on the eve of what was clearly a very dangerous turn of events, could have their leaders sit down and talk. So is such a meeting with Trump still possible in this format, or does it have to be specifically prepared?
It is possible, and in time it will definitely happen. It is necessary. Perhaps it will also be necessary to formalize some major agreements that will eventually be reached after a tremendous amount of work has been done. But that time has not yet come. That work still lies ahead. And yes, Russia is ready to move quickly. For us, the main thing is to achieve our goals. Our goals are clear, obviously. They do not change. That's it. But the process does not depend only on us.
It's impossible not to notice that, well, let's put it this way, some different signals to what Putin and to what Russia from Trump started soon after their last phone conversation. At that time, Putin said that Russia would not back down from its principles regarding the Ukrainian settlement. That conversation, its tone and atmosphere, how difficult were they, would you say?
It was a pragmatic, business-like conversation between people who firmly stand by their positions but who are ready to listen to each other. They create an enemy for themselves, carry out such a concentrated professional campaign both within their own society and abroad to portray Russia as the devil, and in order to ensure the continuation of the war, to ultimately suppress Russia. This is where the discussion arises about who will foot the bill for the celebration. And here, of course, we see a huge number of contradictions. First, it is announced that an agreement has been reached and that the Europeans will pay, and that now business will benefit the Americans. The Americans manufacture, ramp up their industry, create jobs for their own economy, and get paid for it. The Europeans buy weapons and under NATO coordination supply these arms to Ukraine in the quantity and of the type they deem appropriate, so that these weapons are then aimed against Russia. And as soon as all this was announced, the very next day we hear first Italy doesn't want to pay, then France doesn't want to pay, then the Czech Republic doesn't want to pay. And they say, we have our own programs, we will act in our own way. The French say, we will set up their own production, the Ukrainians' own production. Well, this speaks to deep contradictions. This shows that, the anti-Russian militaristic frenzy, thankfully, still does not find common understanding. But the overall trend, of course, is very bad and very dangerous. And we see this, we take it into account, and we base our future plans on it.
Germany is currently the only country that is actively planning to pay for these deliveries. Why is it, to put it bluntly, have they all completely lost their minds over there?
The thing is, I think that as soon as Germany realizes that it will have to pay for everything practically on its own, problems will start there. Because yes, Germany is also one of the world's largest economies. Germany is the economic engine of Europe. But this engine is not capable of bearing such a financial burden alone. They'll break down.